Hello everyone, 7/7 portal today, and it's my sister's birthday, so I thought this is a great day to actually do a card reading. Let's have a look. We're working with card day, card a day, the Higher Soul Oracle, and also the Messenger Animals Oracle. So all these decks are my decks, me, Susan Green, and let's get started. So the first card is going to be pulled with the intention of what do I need to stay in positive flow. So whenever you connect to this reading, it is going to be perfect for you. Let's have a look. This card looks like it wants to be jumping out. So what do we need to be in perfect flow? And out comes the chameleon. So I actually really love the chameleon card. It channels with the energy of air as well as earth. It is one of the highest vibrational cards in the deck, and how wonderful that it just happens to pop out here. So when we're trying to control too much, it's actually creating a lot of dysfunction. So this is telling us that we need to let go and trust, and we need to follow those intuitive thoughts and processes and really be expansive. It's really time to start thinking bigger, experiencing life in new ways so that we can break free of the old paradigms, I guess. I really do love the chameleon card. It's really about setting intentions, feeling positive about those intentions that you're setting, and having fun. I think this is part of it as well, like we need to have fun and really hold space for that concept of growth and that concept of what brings me joy. When you can really learn of letting go of attachment of the outcome and just explore and what brings you joy in a very organic way. I think this is what the chameleon is telling us, that is the path of least resistance. When you find that spot of where do I find peace? Where do I find flow within my day? Where can I just let go and start moving through that as like a conduit of energy? Then all of a sudden, everything else starts to release and fall in line in a new way. So again, this was about what do I need to do to stay in positive flow. The next card I'm pulling is what can I learn from stillness? Okay, so what can I learn from stillness? I feel like this card is wanting to come out. The stag. Okay, so the funny story of the stag is that it has shown up so much recently for me. And if you've read my recent blog about my Kundalini awakening, these stags were phenomenal in their presence and how they guided me into a space where I felt protected, safe, alive, more alive than any place or space or infinite existence. The stag is such a profound creature that is so present in spirit with us at the moment. It comes through the energy of fire as well as through earth. So here we've got earth here and earth here. But this energy of fire is not just purifying and cleansing, it's also really awakening that sense of purpose and passion and bringing everything to a whole new frequency of where we can access the remembrance field, the wisdom that lay within, that is around us, that expands beyond who we think we are. That this understanding that comes from our higher knowing really brings us the guidance. So when we find that momentum through letting go and allowing our minds to rest and relax in a space which feels at ease, then we come into this space where there is a growing understanding of self and of how these different aspects of our presence within life are going to network together to become something more. So it creates an evolution, a seamless flow of continuity, and this greater, it's a real sense of like, I think self-assuredness, where there is really no space except for being this sense of being shielded, the wisdom coming in, but feeling protected, feeling in, that spiritual integrity, and that prioritization of knowing that balance really is the key to moving forward. Okay, so the next thing we're going to access, so just recapping, this card was, what can I learn from stillness? And so this one is, let me think, I'm just trying to think of a good intention for this one. Okay, where do I excel? Okay, this card is obviously wanting to go, hey, look at me, look at me. So let's look at this one. Where do I excel? Okay. Observation, being focused. And again, isn't that interesting? We're back in the element of air and on earth. So all three of these are really telling us to remain grounded, remain in that space of being, really, I guess, foundational, intentional in what we're doing. And this energy of air, the ostrich, isn't he fabulous? I love the ostrich spirit. This energy of the ostrich, observant and focused. So when we're constantly self-doubting, it's a very destructive energy to sit in. So we need to, really trust and be more that intuitive knowing and trusting what we feel, trusting what we know. So perhaps working with breath work, and when things are coming forth, if you're not feeling that they're the right opportunity, feel into why you don't think they're the right opportunity. Just breathing through it. The ostrich is really an energy of great mental clarity, and when situations are presenting, when you've been following these steps to be in flow, to be connected to the to the inner wisdom, I guess, then you start to experience things in a different way. You're moving through life lessons and situations that allow you then to be more optimistic, to push the boundaries, and things that have held you back in the past no longer hold you back, because suddenly there's a new sense of personal power and this new sense of purpose and flow that is with you, and that's really stunning as well. Okay, so let's complement these cards, because it's always fun to play. I'm just trying to see where we are on the camera, and let's work with the higher soul deck. So this one's just been released, and I'm still playing with it a lot and really getting to know it and feel for it, but this card really looks like it wants to jump out and support the chameleon. So diversified realities. This is, you can have a look at this card and this coding on the card, and it's really about having a foot in both realms, foot in different worlds. So when you're letting go of these things that have been controlling in the past, this dysfunction, and where life has been holding you back and perhaps not as coherent as what you'd like it to be, then that is sort of like pulling things apart. It's essentially, it's creating a conflict. It's like an electric energy. So when you start coming into flow of being expansive, letting go of the control, to be in flow, to be in the momentum, then you start receiving the coach, you start receiving the downloads. It starts diversifying from where you've been, those old paradigms, that programming and structure that you've been brought up in, to be able to see and move into what comes next, the new ideals and new concepts, the new way to do things. So it's really about piercing the illusion. That's what this card does. It asks you to see past what always has been and to really step onto a new path, to step across the threshold. It's learning to trust and to believe in yourself and that inner world, and then bringing that as you believe in it more, it synchronizes with the totality of who you are in the outside realm, moving you constantly through this growth and remembrance. And you can ask for your help from guides, from your soul family, from the galactic guides that you may have or communicate with around you. But it really is your birthright to feel clarity, to feel, upbeat and in that divine alignment always. So that's really beautiful. As I said, this card was about staying in positive flow and momentum. Now let's have a look at the next one. So this one was, what can we learn from the stillness? And that's where the stag came up. Okay, this card's just saying, pick me, pick me. What can we learn from the stillness? Gritting Gaia, interesting. And this is interesting because for me, going back to the blog that I wrote, it was each of the stones. I did this regression, this QHHT regression in the center of a stone circle. And each of the stones of the stone circle turned into a stag. And then it was like this current of electricity was going through their horns, connecting the totality of this energy that opened into a portal of light when I was in regression. And then I didn't remember anything else until the end of the session. But listening back, it was like Raluca was speaking to the portal of light. It was, what a phenomenal experience to be able to speak to the portal of light. That's awesome. Okay, so Gritting Gaia talks about how you are essentially the divine light, okay? So the more you're trusting in yourself, which is what the stag is telling you to trust, and that wisdom that comes forth is shielding you, is helping you with that momentum. The more you're doing that and you're being present, you're being conscious, and you're being willing to just be in oneness with the planet, with the earth, that you're activating very organically the transmissions with every step, every heartbeat, every divine thought and every divine intention that you have. All this is activating and moving you forward into that something more. It's like you and the planet are not separate. You and the planet are one. The consciousness of all it's like a divine synchronistic dance. It's this intelligence of consciousness and harmonic coherence, and you're not meant to walk it alone. You're here to sustain a vibration, and this is part of you coming back into you, is that you organically become this point that is Gritting Gaia, that is a divine energy that is just moving about. The more you're present, the more you are in stillness and in awareness of your own truth, that harmony of air, earth, fire, water, ether, thy will be done through me. On this 7/7 portal, this is the message, that you coming back into you is the greatest gift that you can bring into the divine essence of everything else that is around you. And that's stunning, that you don't have to work at it. You don't have to do it the hard way or anything else like that. It's just you being true to you is enough. Okay, let's have a look. I can't remember what we did for the last one. Okay, let's see. Which card, folks? Which card? Oh, this one. There it is. There it is. Oh, the Ember Priestess. So paired with the ostrich. With air and okay, she who remembers through the flame. From beyond the veil of time she rises, an ancient presence woven through every flicker of firelight. This is an aspect of your soul presenting. The Ember Priestess lives within you. She stirs now, awakening sacred creative wisdom across lifetimes, held in the embers of your soul's evolution. This is not memory in the traditional sense. It is a knowing, a transmission through flame, through light, through heat. The information pathways of your soul are reigniting as old distortions are burning away, transmuting shadow aspects and illuminating dormant strands of divine intelligence that now wish to express through you. There are whispers in the flames, and fire sprites dance at the edge of your perception. They are the elementals of creative ignition, guides and companions stepping forth to support your awakening. They do not push, they inspire. They remind you that the fire within is not to destroy but to purify, awaken, and forge new pathways. You are being called to re-enter the sacred flame, to remember that you are the vessel, the spark, the keeper of the flame. What you birth next does not come from the mind alone, but from the soul's remembrance, connecting through purification, reignited by higher elemental forces that whisper through the flame. This is your time of return, of bold action born through fiery inspiration that is unbound and blazing in the landscape that it is forging. So this is really awesome. So basically, if you're following this path and you're coming back into yourself, that essentially there are new pathways opening, there are new realities coming online, and that is stunning. That is just, I love this. The 7/7 portal, we're literally halfway through the year. This card is obviously popping out. So final message. Okay, today, let me try and read this. Today, you can watch the way surprises come forth as the universe seems to be singing a song that is one only you can hear. Just let go and enjoy it. Embrace what comes forth in positive appreciation, knowing that the momentum you see is not a one-off, but instead a synchronicity of all the hard work you have done now coming together. It is like you have just reached the peak of the mountain, and now you can take a moment to stop, enjoy, and fully appreciate the expansive brilliance that lay before you. Ooh, that is awesome. Okay, so I hope you're excited as I am. This was a beautiful reading. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. It's been a while since I've done this, so I hope you loved it as much as I did. Have a blessed day, and until next time, folks. Bye for now.